Alright guys, so the other day I was watching the newest episode of Tweak Talks and they were making a tier list and I was going through the list. I thought okay, pretty good list. And then I look at S tier and I see Sheik in S tier. And let me tell you, I jumped out of my chair, bro. How did they put Sheik in S tier, you may ask? Well, a lot of top players actually have this opinion. I've seen multiple top players before say that they think Sheik is like most underrated character in the game. If you play Sheik perfectly, Sheik is an S tier character. And I wanted to kind of delve into that topic today. So I pulled up ult rank, right? Ult rank is kind of the official, unofficial ranking that most people will go to for the rankings of top player in the world. So I'm looking at ult rank for 2022. This is not this year, this is last year. And if you scroll down, the highest Sheik player that you have is Kameme at 22. And Kameme does not main Sheik. You'll see more Sora than any character, and you'll see more Mega Man than Sheik at all. You'll barely find Kameme using Sheik against top players and actually winning. Usually he will play Sheik for like a game and switch off, unless it's like a super niche matchup. And then you keep scrolling down, and you keep scrolling down, and you're not seeing any Sheiks in your top 70, your top 80. The next Sheik that you get to is Rocks, a Mexican Sheik, all the way down at 86. So you're not, and then there's no other Sheik. So you have two Sheik players who, I think Rocks might be a Sheik main, but Kameme, your highest rated Sheik, who is not even a Sheik main, barely playing Sheik, this character does not have much representation in your top 100 players in the world. So why is this character S tier? Why do people think that this character is S tier? So I pulled up Kameme's Sheik stats. The last time he has 42 sets. If you pull up Sheik's sets for Kameme, I pulled up the Sheik sets. Obviously, these are the sets that he switched off of Sheik. But as you can see, even when he's playing in pools, it usually takes a character switch. He usually will start with Mega Man. And you don't see solo Sheik mains as much. I feel like most Sheiks have like a secondary, or you'll see a lot of Sheiks just play Joker. Because a lot of people will be like, if you want to play Sheik, you want to play the movement of Sheik, just play Joker. Joker's just a better Sheik. You have Arsene, you have better projectiles, you have pretty much everything you want and better. And then you're not forced to switch off to Sheik until you really want to. So when looking at Kameme's results with Sheik, if we go to some of the tournaments that he won, obviously you got first tier, 7th, I think this is like probably an invitational, 5th out of 768, 9 out of 32, 65 out of 15. However, you got to remember, these are not all Sheik sets. Obviously, these are counting results that he did. He probably played Sheik 1 or 2 sets. He obviously won some majors into A tiers. But when you look at Kameme's set count with Sheik, he's played Sheik a total of 19 times in sets. Obviously, that may seem like a little bit to certain people, but 19 times for a character is a lot. So it's not like he just plays the Sheik like once every 3 months. He does pull it out sometimes. He has won 35 games and he has lost 42 games with Sheik, which means that he has a 45% win rate with Sheik. Now, if you are Kameme is currently ranked, I think, 22 in the world and has been having a better season than last year. So I assume that on the next ranking for 2023, if he continues the season like he's been doing, you're going to see Kameme most likely in your top 15, even top 10 potentially. But he's been doing most of that with Sora, right? He hasn't been doing it with Sheik, right? He's not going crazy with Sheik and everybody's super surprised. He's going crazy with Sora, which is why I do think that Sora is better than Sheik, obviously, in this game. And I'm pretty sure if you go back and look at the Tweak Talks, they actually put Sora in S2, which I don't have a problem with. On my personal tier list, I think I have him a little lower, but I would definitely be fine with moving Sheik up a tier, and I have no problem with that. However, what I do think is that people still do like to think that Sheik has a little too much potential. Obviously, the problems with Sheik are pretty much outlined. Everybody knows Sheik's problems. Sheik struggles to kill. That will always be something with Sheik. Sheik has good confirms. However, if you're not hitting those confirms, or if your opponent knows how to avoid those confirms, Sheik ends up being very, very stagnant. And Sheik dies really early. Like, Sheik is a light character who can't kill. She struggles to get in on your opponent, especially when your opponent has longer range. The one thing that Sheik is going is Sheik is very fast. And there's lots of different ways to play Sheik. I know certain Sheiks like to run in, certain Sheiks like to needle camp, certain Sheiks like to fish for those footstool out of shield combos. I know back in the day I used to watch a bunch of Void videos when Void used to play Sheik more, and spend all day trying to get raindrops, spend all day trying to get those out of shield footstool down air combos, right? So Sheik is a very technical character, and you do have to have a lot of expertise to play with Sheik. And I think that's the problem, because a lot of characters in Ultimate, if you're not playing at your very, very best, with a character. There's only certain characters that can truly carry you through a win. When you're not playing your very best, right? When you have to have a character that's just so much better than your opponent, even when you're playing bad, that you're still able to squeak out wins, right? Those are characters like Steve, right? Even though I don't think Kazuya is as good as people say, I would say that's a character like Kazuya, right? Even if you're not playing bad, you could hit a Kazuya combo, you can hit an electric every once in a while, just because of how good of a move it is, right? With Sheik, you can't really do that. You do have to be playing at your best if you want to play a Sheik, just because of how much skill it requires to actually play that character. Like, when you look at this tier of S tier characters, and you look at how hard certain characters are, especially right around Sheik, like, they place Sheik above Diddy Kong, which is debatable. I don't even know why they have Diddy Kong up this high, if I'm being really honest. I don't think Diddy is this good. I think he's a little overrated too, but they have Sheik above Rob, they have Sheik above Fox, they have Sheik above Cloud, they have Sheik above Peach, above Wolf, above Palu, right? These are characters that I feel like are staples of this game, and certain top players still feel the need to think, or still feel that Sheik is just better than them. And it's something that I've not understood for a while, because for a character, and it's the same thing, I say the same thing about Pikachu, right? When you look at Pikachu results, Pikachu does not have results, right? Pikachu's tourney results are like ESAM and Shiny Mark, and that's it. There's no big Pichu player or Pikachu player that has been getting these results, and still Pikachu has got what? I think ESAM won a single major. So I actually wanted to look at the other Sheik player that was top 100, Rocks, and it looks like he does have significantly more Sheik sets than he does most other characters other than Cloud. So I'd say he's a Cloud main with a Sheik secondary. But looking at his Sheik sets, so he does have a 50 to 27 set count, so 64%. That's pretty good. He has played a total of 77 sets as Sheik. That is a lot of Sheik sets. And he's won 149 games, lost 120. So that's over a 50% win rate with Sheik, right? So this is probably your best example of a Sheik player doing well in his own area, right? A lot of these results, he does do coin boxes sometimes, obviously. So this is, I still think Wi-Fi results, especially with a character like Sheik, if you're getting good Wi-Fi results, 9th at the coin box, these are good results. Even Wi-Fi for Sheik, which I think Sheik does significantly worse on Wi-Fi just because of how Sheik is played. If you're doing better on Wi-Fi with Sheik, I would say that's very good compared to Kameme, who only pulls out Sheik for certain sets. I don't know who's considered a better Sheik between the two. And then you have to talk about people that don't play Sheik anymore, like Void or Mr. R. You just don't see those players playing Sheik. You see them choosing other characters, favoriting or choosing in certain options to try to rely on some of their more standard characters that you see them play more often rather than going toward the Sheik. And that's why I think Sheik does not deserve to be in S tier until somebody shows results with Sheik. And I always struggle to put Pikachu in S tier, but I know how good Pikachu is, and Pikachu at least has shown results, right? It's not like you see a Sheik getting a top 8 every single week, but just not being able to win the tournament, right? No, you don't see Sheiks in top 8 at all. You don't see Sheiks in top 16 or top 24s. You might see one every 2 months, but there's not Sheiks running rampant that just can pull upsets, right, and just climb the PGR super quickly. And whether that is because of a lack of player base, I've always said this about Pikachu. I think the Pikachu players kind of suck. And even in this set right here, Kameme is forced off of Sheik back to Mega Man because he cannot beat Samus. And Samus is, while a very good character, a character like Sheik who has a movement should be able, in theory, if Sheik is really as good as people say, Sheik should in theory be able to beat Samus, especially a player of Kameme's caliber, especially, but Tora is very good, obviously. I just think that Sheik isn't as good as people say. Until a Sheik player can truly show consistent tournament results, honestly, is the thing that's lacking. Because at least Shiny Mark, ESAM, the Pikachus, at least some of them are getting top 8s or top 24s consistently, right? Those are players you expect to be seeded high. They're going to go far in the tournament. They might lose to their bracket demons or a very upcoming good player. However, you're not going to see them losing to random players. You're not going to see them struggling to make it out of pools or having to make deep losers runs to end up at like 49th place with Sheik, right? And I think that's the big problem with Sheik. And until I see that from Sheik, I don't think that I'm ever going to think that Sheik is S tier in any capacity. But what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think that Sheik is one of the most underrated characters in the game? Do you guys think that Sheik is overrated in any capacity? I wouldn't say she's overrated, but maybe you guys think that. Let me know in the comments down below. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.